So the new races, are they any good or are they just a total waste of your time? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Now, the new races, we have 3 new categories of the special races. One is for the thruster, the jetpack, one is for the deluxo, and one is for the Stromberg. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to say this. They're not as bad as I thought they would be. That doesn't mean they're good or they're great, but they're not as bad as I thought they'd be. One of my main issues that I thought was going to happen with these races is that they were going to be insanely slow because the Stromberg, the Thruster, and the Deluxo aren't the fastest vehicles in online. But it really didn't feel like that when I was playing. Now, for the next week, and maybe even for another week after that, you're going to get double GTA money on these races. And I will say the payouts aren't horrible if you finish like first or second, especially on some of the longer races, like the ones that lasted about 7 minutes plus. First place kind of got around 50,000. Third place was around like 30,000. So that's not too bad for that, considering, you know, in missions and stuff, that's kind of what you make. It's actually a little bit more than what you make. Now, I think it may also depend on how many players are in your lobby, because I did a jetpack race with only like 5 other people because everyone left. And it took about, 7-8 minutes, and I only get paid for winning, like, I think it was 20-something thousand, if that. So I don't know how the whole payout system works, but if there's a lot of people and you end up winning or coming in second, you get a decent payout. Now let's go through each category, and I'll sort of explain the pros and cons, I think, of each one. So we'll start with the Stromberg. So for this race, you race on the land and then you race underwater. Now, the one problem I have with this race is the underwater part. While it's cool to sort of see some new things, maybe that you haven't seen, like it actually takes you through some pretty cool locations. You just go really, really slow underwater, and you really can't ever catch up to anyone. So if you are in second place, I mean, there was an instance where I was in second place and I was right behind someone, right about to finish, and I just couldn't catch up to him because it's literally impossible. You all go the same speed, and I don't believe there's a slipstream underwater, so there's nothing you can do underwater to go faster, and that is kind of unfortunate. Also, I do want to point out that custom vehicles in these races absolutely just destroy. So if you don't have a custom vehicle, a custom one of these vehicles, then don't race unless the custom vehicles are off, because the custom vehicles just demolish. It's actually kind of ridiculous. But going back to the underwater part, that's one of my main issues with the Stromberg race. Like when it's on land, it's not bad because, everyone gets slipstream, and it honestly feels pretty fast when you're on the land. But once you get in water, now there is a way, like when you transfer from land to water, if you do it correctly, you'll get a little bit more speed, a little bit more momentum going into the water. But apart from that, that's the only extra speed you can get down there, it seemed like. So the Stromberg races, I don't really know if they're my favorite, even though the Stromberg is one of my favorite cars in online, like in free roam. And at least at the moment, one thing, I mean, it took me a race or two to get used to it, but a lot of people don't seem to know when to hit the A button to go between submersible car and then like the wheels on the car. So if you know how to do that, you can totally take advantage of that and, beat people easier in these races. Now the next one, the jetpack race. The jetpack, this is my least favorite, and it's because I don't like the jetpack. Now, I thought the jetpack was going to be kind of slow, but it actually was pretty damn fast in this race, especially if you're going like in a straight line. Now, yeah, when you're doing some of the corners and stuff, it gets really slow, and that's kind of annoying, but it wasn't too bad. Now, the one thing here I didn't notice, maybe just because there was less people and no one was close, but I didn't really notice any slipstream. And the one thing with, air races sometimes, if there's no slipstream, maybe the guy just turned it off, but if there's no slipstream, then there's not much you can do to gain speed. I mean, because if everyone's going the same speed, and unless the guy in front of you is just a bad flyer or a bad pilot, that's really the only way. Because if everyone's going in a straight line for the most part, or very easy corners, turns, and stuff, and everyone has the same jetpack that all goes the same speed, there's nothing you can do. But the jetpack one, I don't know, it wasn't anything special. I don't think I'm a fan of flying races in this game. Plus the jetpack itself, I wish the jetpack was more of like a wingsuit style jetpack instead of one where you're standing up. But I guess if you like the jetpack, you may end up liking it. There's really, I mean, there's not much else to say. It's just, to me, it's not anything special. And then that brings us to the Deluxo race. The Deluxo race I actually had the most fun in, even though I didn't end up winning, because what ends up happening in the Deluxo race, the game decides what you use on your Deluxo, whether you use the wheels, whether you use the flying, or whether you use the hover. And because of that, I thought, because at the beginning of the race, I was just hitting the A button to see if I could go between these modes by myself, and it wouldn't let me. But at a certain point, or at some points in this race, the game does decide, hey, you can choose whatever you want. And it actually ended up screwing me because I was flying and I didn't think I could hit the A button and then go to the wheels, and it did, and then I hit like a tree or something. So that was very annoying, and it actually cost me the race. But the race itself was pretty fun. Now, maybe it's just because I love flying the Deluxo. Flying it in the hover mode is a blast. I mean, it's a lot easier, I'll say, than actually driving. But I feel like you get more variation in this race because you got the wheels on the ground part, you have the flying part, and then you have the hover part. So, I don't know. The race I played, at least, it seemed like it was pretty fun. And the slipstream, I did notice it was working like in the air and when we were hovering. So even though I know some people don't like slipstream, you have the option in the Deluxo race. But the one problem I have with just all of these races is that, well, I guess there's two problems. One, there's not enough because there's only 10. And if you do, I mean, you could do them all in a couple of hours and then that's it. It's kind of boring to play the same race over and over again, especially, some of these that don't have anything like too special going on in them. And then two, while I did say these vehicles go pretty fast, it's still not like supercars. Like there's just this appeal of racing in supercars that you can't get racing a Stromberg or racing a jetpack or the Deluxo. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but when I think racing, the good parts of racing are racing like the actual cars in the game, not these crazy special vehicles. You guys in the comment section, if you've played any of these, can let me know your thoughts. Do you like them? Do you not like them? I guess to end, I'll say that they're neither good nor bad. They're just, I guess it's just Rockstar's MO to make things sort of in the middle sometime. I mean, like, look, they make some good stuff. Obviously, the heists and stuff are amazing, but stuff like this, it's like, was it really necessary? Probably not. And honestly, in about a week or two, when there's no double GTA money, I don't think anyone's really going to be playing these races. But hey, on the bright side, tomorrow we get the Red Dead Redemption 2 Trailer 3, so I could really care less because I am really excited for that race, for that thing to come out. But yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you all for watching. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy, subscribe for more awesome GTA content, and tomorrow for some Red Dead Redemption 2 content. But as always, I will see you guys in the next one.